Hello, friends. Ken Graves here with GodSword. For me, I don't know when you're watching. That's what day of the week it is, or what point you're way behind, or whatever. For me, it's Monday. It is Monday, which is always the day after the Lord's Day, as you know. And it was truly a great time with the folks at Cornerstone Calvary in Leesburg, Virginia, yesterday. And I miss all you dear brothers and sisters from home here, Calvary Chapel in Central Maine. The week before that, with Calvary Chapel, Knoxville, Tennessee. I love the family of God, and it's an interesting combination of reunion and meeting, new siblings in the Lord. And in between Calvary, Knoxville, and Leesburg, the Southeastern States Pastors Conference at Merritt Island, Florida. There with our brother Malcolm Wild. He hosts that. Their church family hosts it. What a dear family of God. Love the family of God. But anyway, so having been gone and all of that traveling and been on the move constantly, we now resume our journey through the Holy Scriptures with the beginning of Zechariah. The book of Zechariah, Zechariah chapter 1, verse 1. In the 8th month of the 2nd year of Darius, the word of Yahweh came to Zechariah the prophet, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, saying, Yahweh was very wrathful against your fathers. Therefore, say to them, thus says Yahweh of hosts, return to me, declares Yahweh of hosts, that I may return to you, says Yahweh of hosts. The repetition, that's not God being redundant. It is who is making the call. It's Yahweh. He's the Lord of hosts. I do get loud. I received a note waiting for me on my desk. Just thought of it, even as I began to read. Now, the author of the notes does not sign their name, but they write, Dear Ken Graves, I love the bridge and I listen to it all night long. The problem is, when you come on at 2 a.m., this is New York City area, at 2 a.m. when you come on, you are so difficult to listen to. You're yelling and shouting, and your hoarse, gravelly tone is terrible. You think you can tone it down to a normal decibel. You really sound borderline scary. I thought you'd like to know this feedback. Whisper, please. Chill. On the side, do like David Jeremiah. So nice. So, I can't say that I disagree with that. I must say, I completely understand that sentiment. I don't like listening to myself, and I do find myself getting, caught up and intense. I started to do it right there. It is Yahweh of hosts. It's the Lord who calls. Calling to his people, return to me, declares Yahweh of hosts, that I may return to you, says Yahweh of hosts. He goes on, do not be like your fathers, to whom the former prophets called out, saying, thus says Yahweh of the hosts, return now from your evil ways, from your evil deeds, but they did not listen, nor give heed to me, declares Yahweh. Your fathers, where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever? That is on earth. but did not my words and my statutes which I commanded my slaves, the prophets, overtake your fathers? And then they returned and said, as Yahweh of hosts purposed to do to us in accordance with our ways and our deeds, so he has done with us. So Zephaniah prophesies. At the same time, he's a contemporary of Haggai. He and Haggai, they're sort of a tag team of messengers to the remnants that return. But they've been back now for, 18 or 20 years. And they need this call. And they were, by the way, a small remnant of all those who'd been carried away captive. They maybe 50 or so thousand of those that actually returned from Babylon. And so many that were comfortable there in Babylon. The prosperity of Babylon. And it was God who told them through the prophet Jeremiah, seek the peace of the city where I'm sending you to dwell, for in its peace you'll have peace. And so they were to build houses, do business, move on with their lives there. That was at the beginning of the captivity, and seek the prosperity of it and the peace of it. And well, they did that, but then they became very comfortable. It's a small minority that's returned. The returning, they've got to hear this message that both Haggai and Zechariah call out to them, and it is a little different. The message of Haggai focused as it was on the temple, house of God. God here through Haggai's partner Zechariah reveals to us about all of Israel and his longing for them, and have they learned and will they learn from all that they observed from their fathers, refusing to hearken to the prophets and refusing to return. Verse 7, on the 24th day of the 11th month, which is the month Shabbat, in the second year of Darius, the word of Yahweh came to Zechariah the prophet, the son of Berechiah, the son of Iddo, saying, I saw at night. And so here, Zechariah will give us the description of his vision. I saw at night, and behold, a man was riding on a red horse. And he was standing among the myrtle trees which were in the ravine, with red, sorrel, and white horses behind him. Then I said, my Lord, what are these? And the angel who was speaking with me said to me, I will show you what these are. And the man who was standing among the myrtle trees answered and said, these are those whom Yahweh has sent to patrol the earth. So they answered the angel of Yahweh, who was standing among the myrtle trees, and said, we have patrolled the earth, and behold, all the earth is sitting still and quiet. Wow. All right, so let me just tell you, that expression, the angel of Yahweh, as it is in our King James Version, the angel of the Lord, is unmistakably a reference to Christ. I maintain, as do others, that this is in Zechariah's vision, the man who is the angel of the Lord, there's no contradiction here, is our King. It's another Christophany, or at least he appears in a vision, but it's him, a man on a red horse among the myrtle trees. Myrtle trees, they're scrubby, but they're sort of an evergreen down in the ravine. This is a description of Israel in this vision. The myrtle trees, they're still green, they're still alive. They're down in the ravine, and there's a man standing. A man riding on a red horse, and he was standing. The significance of the colors, I don't think I've ever really understood, nor have I read anyone who seems to understand it. And the Lord doesn't really reveal the significance of the colors, but I do love the fact that God, um, he makes individuals. He makes unique individuals, even among the angels, even among the angel order of being. They're not all exactly the same. And all of their horses are not the exact same color. They are portrayed as horse riders in Zechariah's vision. But the man, let's just focus on the man on the red horse. With red soil and white horses behind him. So there's a variety, variation of the horses behind him. Angelic messengers, uh, watchers. But it's that man. That man, verse 10 says, the man who was standing among the myrtle trees answered and said, these are those whom Yahweh has sent to patrol the earth. So the man on that red horse made the announcement of who these others were. They're patrolling. In verse 11, so they answered the angel of Yahweh. The angel of Yahweh is the man on the red horse. The angel, the ultimate messenger of Yahweh, is the Son. He is everything that God, the Father, wants us to know about him. John 1:18, no one has ever seen the Father. It is the Son who declares him. Any time in all of Scripture that God is visible, it is not God the Father who is visible. It is God the Son. God the Son reveals God the Father. And it's him. So they answered the angel of Yahweh, the ultimate messenger, the ultimate spokesman of Yahweh. They answered the angel of Yahweh who was standing among the myrtle trees and said, we have patrolled the earth, and behold, the earth is sitting and still and quiet. Then the angel of Yahweh answered and said, O Yahweh of hosts, how long will you have no compassion for Jerusalem and the cities of Judah with which you have been indignant these 70 years? Yahweh answered the angel, the ultimate intercessor, the ultimate advocate that we have with God the Father according to the New Testament. He was here in this vision in Zechariah's night vision, interceding. Yahweh answered the angel who was speaking with me with good words, comforting words. So the angel who was speaking with me said to me, call out, saying, thus says Yahweh of hosts, I am exceedingly jealous for Jerusalem and Zion. But I'm very wrathful with the nations who are at ease. Their stillness and their quietness that was reported to him by the patrollers wasn't a good thing, and God is grieved with the fact that they are, in fact, at ease. Verse 15. For I was only a little wrathful, but they helped increase the calamity. They joined in with the trouble among God's people, the covenant people. Yahweh, God. He took note. Therefore, thus says Yahweh, I will return to Jerusalem with compassion. My house will be built in it, declares Yahweh of hosts, and a measuring line will be stretched over Jerusalem. Again, call out, saying, thus says Yahweh of hosts, my cities will again overflow with good, and Yahweh will again comfort Zion, and again choose Jerusalem. Then I lifted up my eyes and saw, and behold, there were 4 horns. So I said to the angel who was speaking with me, what are these? He said to me, these are the horns which have scattered Israel, Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. The horns that have scattered Israel, Judah, and Jerusalem. 4 of them. Horns, biblical language and biblical imagery in the visions, they always speak of kings of power and authority. There are 4 horns that were in fact involved in the scattering of Judah, Israel, and Jerusalem. 4, perhaps, then a reference to the 4 world empires that did play their part. That would be Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, the Greek Empire, and the Roman Empire. Perhaps there would be those 4. And that had already been revealed in prophetic language. And Yahweh showed me 4 craftsmen and said, what are these coming to do? I said, what are these coming to do? And he said, these are the horns which have scattered Judah so that no man lifts up his head. But these craftsmen have come to cause them to tremble, to throw down the horns of the nations, who have lifted up their horns against the land of Judah in order to scatter it. The interesting thing, craftsmen here may well be understood also as mechanics, craftsmen, specialists, and they come to remove horns and cast them down. So God speaks in Zechariah's vision of judgment against those nations, those 4, for what they did and the part that they played in the scattering of God's people. And so there's a first chapter of Zechariah, and we'll continue this journey, and I'm very grateful for those of you who follow along. So any questions or comments, please email me at ccbangor.org, and we'll carry on tomorrow with chapter 2. Grace and peace to you all.